Hey guys, today I'm going to give you my review of the Monterey 340. This is a 2013. Its full length is 35 feet. It's a sport yacht. So this I purchased used. This is my first yacht, and there's a lot of pros, there's a couple of cons as well. I want to kind of go through those with you. A huge pro here is this back swim deck area. I really like this. I like the fact that this is something that the Sea Rays don't have. You can actually kick this back and lay back and fish or just enjoy the sun. This has some additional seating out here, which is really nice. You can actually set up a table right here and get some food. This overhang, this hard top is really sweet. I prefer this to the canvas. Now this does come with some canvas in the back. If it was raining or something like that, you could actually put that over. Or if it gets very cold outside, this thing has some AC, so that's pretty sweet. The seating could be better. So there's a couple things for the seating area right here. When I first saw all these consoles and controls, I was pretty overwhelmed. This has two engines here, so a lot more than mine. My other boat, which was a 24-foot, also has the joystick control. So I'm going to show you, demo that in the water later. But once I've gotten used to this, you just have to be very careful driving it. I'm going to give you a couple videos of me taking this out and pulling this back in, because that's probably one of the most stressful things you have to do, is taking the boat in or out. But it has the GPS, which I use a lot for depth and things like that. Lights, navigation lights, steering wheel's pretty good. Here's what I don't like about the seating right here is when you're standing up, the back of your feet are very, very, very close to the steering wheel. Oftentimes if you're looking for buoys or pulling out and things like that, you're standing, but you're kind of right on top of this steering wheel. So if I was looking for a different boat, I would look for something to have more area here. Now this has a booster seat, and this is usually how I ride it up, but even so, if you sit down here, you can't really see buoys ahead of you. It's pretty hard to see. So I want to be taller, so oftentimes I'm standing. Problem with that, if you're on like a 3-hour drive with the waves and everything, it gets kind of tiring. So they do sell these booster seats, but because there's this little kickback, it's not like a perfect position that you can get into these spots. You can kind of see as I'm leaning kind of to sideways, like my feet are kind of here. So again, it could be improved upon, just one of the little gripes, but something I look for in my next boat. This has a little walkway up here, which is kind of nice. If you're anchored up, you can get through this Velcro and unzips right here. It's a little bit cumbersome to open and close, so that could be better. Another thing I'd look for in the next boat would be having this a little bit higher, just where that kind of this line hits right here. It's kind of always in your vision, so that's kind of a pain. The windshield washer, absolutely useless. There's no way I could possibly use that. I don't even know where they put that on there. It's got your radio right here. This is good for calling in either the Coast Guard, or a lot of times you need to call for gas, things like that. I added a place for my phone right here, because navigation, you want usually two different types of navigation, the backup system, if you will. So I've added this here. Also a charger, and I did upgrade my music to Bluetooth. That's something I really think they should have had to begin with, but they didn't. But I added the upgrade. Wasn't that bad for the upgrade there. So the seating right here is pretty nice. You can just kind of lounge here. Oftentimes you're going up to take the buoys up and down, so something I look for is a little bit easier way to get on and off this. Very thin channel here and not too much to grip. Let me just show you. So you need to kind of grip this, and so my feet are right on the edge here, which could be a problem if there's big waves coming. And then you need to basically take your fenders up. But as far as up here, this is pretty nice. Now this thing kicks up, so if you want to lounge in the sun, that actually kicks up, and you can lean that up, and it's great for laying in the sun. The anchor has this automated, it's called a windlass system, so that goes up and down. So that is pretty sweet. and also a spotlight, and that you can control from the front. And then has the Raymarine and also a really high powerful antenna as well. And actually this thing's pretty nice on the top. If it gets really hot, which it does in the summer, you can open that up and it takes that hot air right out. The engine compartment's down here, and I'll show you that in a bit later. The actual whole thing tilts up, which is really cool. I've had to go in the engine a couple times already, so it's really nice to be able to get in there and get full access to that engine. Also back here, something I've used and would look for in another boat is the rear shower. So it's got hot and cold, and this is great for rinsing off after you've jumped in the salt water. So that's something feature I really enjoy. Speaker system's great. Enough speakers all over the place. Sounds really clear. It has heat and AC up here, which I was out here in early spring, and I was blowing heat, and it was perfect. It was really nice actually. So I haven't used AC for it, but could usually just open the window and get some cool breeze. So we'll walk downstairs. So this actually locks and slides. It's a bit difficult to open unless you pull it right at the right place. If you pull it here, it's extremely tough. Here, it's pretty good. And it has this locking thing, so if you're underway, you want to keep it open, you can kick that down. I do like the floors. I like this little bamboo mesh that they have. That's really nice, easy to keep clean. You can wash it right out. All the fabric's really nice. The bed area is huge, and this thing kicks up and actually stays up, and that's really nice for longer people. I hate having my feet hang off when I'm sleeping. It's got a little skylight. One thing that I've noticed is in the morning, I like it dark, so I actually added a piece of cardboard over this so it would stop the light from coming in because it's super bright as soon as you wake up. This thing does have AC inside, so you can have either, basically once you turn the AC on, this thing is always blowing. So I've sometimes put a pillow in front of here because it actually kind of cools you off pretty good. But you can also open some windows if you want. The LED lighting in this place is really high-end, really nice. Stainless steel fridge. It also has a fridge up there, which I'll show you. Added a toaster oven. It has regular 110, so you can plug that stuff in. Added a coffee machine. Sink. Additional storage. It's pretty good. You can put your food in here. Storage is always important to look for on a boat. It has a microwave, which is nice. And some additional storage here for clothes. Now this curtain comes out, and you can actually get some privacy right here. And so as far as sleeping arrangements, you can fit two right there. This right here actually becomes a bed. So the way this kicks out, right here, this actually comes out, there's a bed that comes out here. So somebody could sleep out here. Additional TV up here. I added the Amazon Fire, and it works really good with Wi-Fi, or you can connect it to your phone. So that I really enjoy. There's also additional TV down here. And this also turns into another bed. This whole thing slides out, and then this thing kicks out, and you get another bed. So they're really smart with the arrangements here. You also have some additional storage behind this TV. So sleeping here is not super comfortable, so we've added like a little additional pad or mattress that we put down here. So that's the main walk around kind of downstairs. Let me show you some of the more component side of things. So here's the main thing, and coming from a smaller boat, this is again a little bit overwhelming. There's a lot of buttons here. So we have Shore 1, Shore 2. So basically 30 amps here, 30 amps here. We have two plugs that plug it in the back, and you have all your different stove outlets, water. Generally, I just leave the battery charging, and then everything else is generally off. Or I leave the refrigerator on because I have some food and things like that in there as well. Here's your 12 volt. So this is when you're driving. Before you turn your engine on, turn these three batteries on, put your DC main on, and then you can start driving. Now, if I want the stereo on, I put that on. They do that so it doesn't drain your batteries in case, let's say the TV system was messed up and it was starting to drain your battery, killing your battery. You could instantly shut that off, which is nice. Or your water pump or anything that necessarily went bad, you can individually shut it off. So you generally we leave it all off unless we need it, and then we turn it on. That's how we work. And we got the stereo system down here. And there's also auxiliary up in the driving area. It actually has a DVD player here, and also another DVD player under there as well. So a lot of features in this boat. Take you into the bathroom. Bathroom could be bigger. You know, that's something that I would look for, is a larger area. This right here is your sink and your shower head. I was pleasantly surprised with kind of how the water was, how long the hot water lasted. It didn't seem to run out, and the pressure was relatively good. You have to kind of take this little shower curtain, put this over your door, and you have your area. Flush, you have your add water and your flush, and then the toilet just, it's kind of like an airplane toilet, is if you're used to that. That's very similar, but again, a very small area. For me, I'm 6 feet tall, so it is, I get a little bit of room, but something I would look for. One nice thing about this whole place is the headroom actually on a Monterey. They give you a good amount of headroom here, and especially up here as well. That's super tall, so you're not going to be hitting your head that much. So that's it for the quick walk around. I'm going to give you some demos of me actually driving it, and then some other things like that. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you have time, please subscribe to my channel, click here to watch more videos, or please give me a thumbs up. Thanks.